What a busy June 1st in the NFL it was. We had one trade in mind we expected, but we didn't have two. As we'll start with Myles Garrett on the move to Hollywood as the reigning defensive player of the year, not offensive player of the year, get it right, NFL. And Sack King, single season Sack King, is now heading to Hollywood in a blockbuster but still confusing trade to me. As Myles Garrett will head from the Browns to the Rams for a first-round pick in 2027, a 2028 second-round pick, a 2029 third-round pick, and Jared Verse. So now that we look in hindsight, them changing up his contract about a couple months ago, they're like, oh, no, it doesn't mean anything. It's, you know, there's always something. Everything is done for a reason. So I feel like this was planned. It makes sense to trade him because his value will never be higher than reigning Sack King under 30 or at 30. And you stink. You're not going anywhere. We all know this. Like, you're terrible. Is it like he got you 24 sacks last year and you won 4 games? Like, this is the time to do it. I still kind of I have a love-hate relationship with this trade. I love getting Jared Verse because he is awesome. He is right now, I'd say he's 80 to 85% of Myles Garrett, and he still has a long time to go. I love getting that first-round pick. I love getting that second-round pick. I don't like that you didn't get another first, though. With his value this high, I think you could have got Verse and 2 first-round picks. Skip the second and the third. I think you could have done that, especially with Detective F them picks over in Hollywood. But anything that's getting moved, they're like, oh, we looked at Verse as a first-round pick. All right, so you got 2 first-round picks. Sauce Gardner went for 2 first-round picks, and he has 3 career picks. Micah Parsons went for 2 picks and a Kenny Clark. Like, they could. Max Crosby, which went for 2 picks before the Ravens changed their mind. Like, it's with where he was, I think they could have got more. So once again, the Browns is the Browns. Juju was not wrong. He was just early. But at the end of the day, Jared Verse, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm so sorry. You went from Florida State to California, and now you got to go to Ohio. It's going to get cold, but get those sleeves.
Yeah, this is one of those you sit here and scratch your head as you're looking at this. Not only just for the details here, but you talked about contract, and I think that's an important part of this. The Browns needed all the cap space they could. They got that when they redid his deal. They backloaded the heck out of it, and now they're sending the whole contract to the Rams, where now the Rams get to take the $8.1 million cap hit, which is not anything in football. And when it comes to the NFL, and you're paying Myles Garrett $8.1 million as far as the cap is concerned, you feel pretty good about that if you're the Rams. You're like, oh, yeah, I'll take this and get rid of Jared Verse, who then for the Browns' sake, now have to sign a contract with him in the next 14 to 16 months.
They got 2 years. They
have 2 years because they have a club deal, but the way the NFL, at just seeing Jerry Clendon get this deal, really reinforces this. They get to that 4th year on the contract as a rookie, and especially somebody like Jared Verse, who is playing exceptionally well. I mean, in my opinion, top 5 defensive player last year, definitely top 5 pass rusher last year. Obviously getting traded for the number 1 pass rusher last year. But you look at that, now you have to pay that guy. He's 24 going into his 25-year-old season. He's not going to be in the league for longer than another 5 to 7 years. You don't foresee that, really. But now you have to take this, and you don't get any, like, I don't know what the Browns are thinking. I feel like the Rams fleeced everybody here. And I feel bad for everybody in the NFC West. In the AFC North, it's like, congratulations, you guys no longer have to deal with Myles Garrett. You still have to deal with Jared Verse, which is still not a fun deal. But if you're comparing apples to apples here, I'll take this Granny Smith over that somewhat sweet and sour apple in Jared Verse. Because, yeah, I mean, this is crazy. I feel like this is one, like, first of all, for the Rams, you're doing this right now. You want to get Matthew Stafford another ring. You want to get another ring, period. Maybe you get AD to come out of retirement for this. But for the Browns, you are rebuilding, and now it feels like you just disappeared off the map. Like we're good this year. We don't want to do it now. We're going to go next year, or maybe the year after, or maybe the year after that, because we got a 3rd round in 2029. Half the guys in the 3rd round, they won't see meaningful starting minutes for 2 to 3 years in the NFL. Like, I don't get the point of why the Browns are like, oh, we got a 1st, 2nd, and 3rd rounder. But first of all, look at the years. Secondly, when is the last time you did anything good in the draft after, like, I don't know, the 2nd round?
Last year, but that was the anomaly because you look at the history before that, it had been quite a few years where it was not quite the case.
The most recent draft, excluding all of this conversation.
Well, I'm thinking when they got like Mason Graham and then Quinshon Judkins. Like they've had a good draft.
Those were first rounders. They like Carson. I'm talking. nothing after the second round has really been productive for the Browns. So
Well, first round picks haven't been productive either in some cases. Right?
fair. Anything with a quarterback position on it either hasn't been productive, but I digress. But yeah, this is crazy to me. This was the shock of all shocks come June 1st.
I gotta say too, I get all the, I just more than likely, unless we see a resurrection of number 4 in a way that I don't see being possible at quarterback, or Shedeur Sanders taking a huge step that from what we saw last year to looking like he's back in Colorado, you're going to be in the quarterback market again in 300 days or however long,
or
whatever it is.
Kalen Green might be that dude. I don't know. Or Taylor Green, my bad.
If one of those works out, then maybe. But that's why I feel like you've got to find a way to get the extra first rounder. Because let's say you accidentally stumble into winning too many games, like the Giants always do every year, and you end up at like pick 4. But there's a guy you want, and there's a team up there that thinks they have their guy. Let's say the Titans, for example, but they still believe in Cam Ward or whatever it might be. You want to be able to maneuver up there, and this makes it a little bit more difficult. You don't. I know they already have the picks from the Jaguars. They do have 3 picks, so they can still do it. But I don't love it. I would have rather had 2 firsts and Jared Verse, and I think they could have done that. But it is the Browns. We'll see. So they got some things to answer for as well. And if you're the Rams, it's amazing because they are the super team of all super teams in the NFL right now. In fact, they've turned into the Dodgers. I'm getting sick of Los Angeles sports right now between what the Lakers have historically done, the Dodgers are doing, now the Rams. I hate it. But it's all contingent on a 40-year-old not rolling his ankle on a dropback at this point too, because a clump of dirt was a little bit too high, which is fascinating to think about. They have all these players, but it is so built around how great Matthew Stafford is at quarterback too, with his veteran leadership, how he sees the field, him being the true coach on the field. If you take him out of the equation, all this goes to hell, which a lot of times you can say that. I'm saying more so for the Rams because they're so Matthew Stafford centric on offense with him and Sean McVay having weird telepathy that works. So it's fascinating to see how they are absolutely jacked, but at the same time, one wrong clump of dirt, and it all goes to hell.
Yeah. By the way, the Browns do not have any more Jaguars trades left. Jaguars picks left.
You're right. I can't count. This makes it even worse.
They have their next. So they have the Rams first round next year, the Giants and Seahawks 4th round, the Texans 5th and 7th round, which ends all the dealings with the Texans. And then 2028, they have the Rams 2nd round, are the only additional picks they have. And by the way, they don't have their 6th round next year. Not that it'll matter in the long run for the Browns, but still worth mentioning. They're like net 2 positive in the next 2 years on draft picks. Congratulations. You did all of that and got rid of Myles Garrett, who was on a team-friendly deal. And I know it's best time to do it, but dear God, this feels like the dumbest move in the world.
If it wasn't the Browns, I might have a little bit more leeway, but considering the recent history they've had, especially with making moves and whatnot, that's why I'm a lot like, really, Browns, like, what are we doing here? Like, maybe if it was a team that had some street cred or some success, you'd be a little bit more understanding, but like this one, everything was a mess. I like Jared Verse, though. I mean, I'm glad you at least got him out of the deal because you guaranteed you got a good player in this deal, a proven good player who I think is still just ascending. And your congratulations, Lamar Jackson. Yeah. Congratulations, Joseph Burrow. Congratulations, Aaron Rodgers, Will Howard, Drew Aller, Mason Rudolph, whatever's going on there. Like you're not free, but like it hurts a lot less at least. You got that.
You're free for the next 2 years of a dominating pass rusher that the league has never seen before.
You're free of an all-time demon, and now you just got an ascending demon.
Yeah, we don't know what Jared Verse is going to turn into, and honestly, this feels like a situation where like maybe the Browns don't fully lose on this because Jared Verse stays with the Browns for a long time and does well and exceeds
and they draft
beyond belief.
And it's okay, but
he's still going to be the guy that replaces Myles Garrett, and that is the hardest thing to do in sports is replacing the greatest that has been seen at that position. And I'm saying statistically speaking, the greatest at the position that has ever been seen, and especially in the Browns territory. It's the best that's ever been in a Browns uniform. That's very heavyweight because you have Joe Thomas in that conversation. So, but yeah, this is like, you're now the guy that has to hold all of Cleveland hopes, and that's tough for anybody. And I hate it for him because like he was in a good spot in LA, and this is going to be rough.
He was minutes away from a Super Bowl last year and felt like he's going to a Super Bowl this year. And now he's going to Cancun on January 1st next year, if not sooner. Yeah. It's going to, I got to say though, the Browns over under total was 6.5 before the trade. Last I looked, it had dropped to 5.5 and we were still smashing that under. So degenerate gamblers out there, get out there while you still have a chance, because it took Myles Garrett 23.5 sacks last year to get to those 4 wins. And now you're taking that out. We'll see. But